Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
So if you recall what we have discussed in the last classes, we have classified the soil and we have drawn the uh, grain distribution analysis curve. Okay, so and we have seen the soil below 75 mm also, how we can plot the uh, gradation curve. Okay, keep watching 2-3 times, then you will understand. Okay, keep reading it because we cannot spend much time on that. So today's class, so we have done with the first chapter, basic definition, particle size analysis. Today we will focus on this plasticity characteristic of soil, then soil classification. Okay, maybe next class. Anyway, this will take 1 or 2 class. Okay, and then clay mineral we have done with. Okay, 6 chapter in this Aurora book. So today we'll focus on this plasticity characteristic of soil, 69. Okay, so it's very interesting. Okay, this particular subject is very interesting. Only thing you need to spend a lot of time and understand. No subject is so interesting. Yeah. Just listen, okay? Listen to me and try to understand. If possible, we'll see video also, okay? So these videos are very good actually. So what I'm thinking is, in addition to teaching, sometimes 1 or 2 videos we should see, so it will give more clarity to you, okay? But teaching, I will not leave it, okay? So that then only you'll understand. Now, is it visible? Yeah, audible, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's recording. You know that plasticity characteristic of a soil. Which soil will be having more plasticity? Clay soil. Okay. So why? Because why it is having so much plasticity? Because it absorb waters. Okay, the absorbed water we have seen that. Okay, and because surface will be having negative charges, clay surface, and the water is the dipolar, and it will attract water, and it will try to absorb water, and because of that, and there are some minerals in the clay, right? So because of that, this soil, the clay soil is more plastic. Okay, we can mold it. Okay, we can make a Ganesh idol or whatever you want to make it, you can make it with that because it is having plasticity characteristic. So we'll focus on this clay soil today. Okay. uh, Now this one guy, his name is Atterberg. So he is Swedish agriculture engineer. Okay, what he says is the clay or a soil, clay can be in a 3 to 4 state. We can make the clay in 3 to 4 state. 1 minute. So this particular what he says is this fine grained soil can be in 3 to 4 stages. Okay, it can be soft, firm, and hard. Understand? So this thing depends on the water content of the soil. Understand? So that means this clay, okay, can be soft if the water content is more, okay, and medium, okay, medium soft or something we call it as, and the firm, then very hard. So clay can be very hard also, stiff clay we have it, right, and can be very soft when you add the water to it. So what he says, he was a agriculture engineer and he observed it, and he has given his own definitions. Okay, what he says is the soil can be in a liquid state, that means more liquid, and it will be in a flowing state. It can be a plastic state. Plastic state means like we make a Ganesh idol and so on. Okay, molding state, and it can be semi-solid state. Okay, after plastic, then can be a solid state. So he observed it, and based on the water content, he has stated that soil can be liquid state, plastic state, semi-solid state, and the solid state. Four state can be, it can be defined with the four state. So the particular water content, okay, which changes from one state to other state, it called the consistency limit or Atterberg limits. I hope you are following. The soil, the clay, especially clay soil, can be of four state: liquid, plastic, semi-solid, and solid. So from liquid state to it changes water content to plastic state. The limit, okay. After that, we should not call it as the liquid state. Then it is called the liquid. Uh, all these stages of water content is called the consistency limits. Okay. Now, now look at this graph. Okay, carefully observe it. Okay. Now what I'm doing is I'm plotting a graph, and the y-axis volume, x-axis water content. I'm taking a soil. Then what I'm doing is I'm adding water to it. Okay, how much I can add it? Suppose I want to make it in a liquid state. That means like a slurry, like you make a lassi, right? Slurry kind of soup or slurry kind of with soil. So or you can say in a flowing state, you can say. Okay, then what I will do is I will allow it to dry, or next sample I will make it a little lesser water content. Then slowly what I will do is keep on changing the water content or keep on reducing water content. Understand? Now this side is liquid state. This is plastic. This is semi-solid, and this is solid. And this is the water content x-axis, and this is volume. Now what he observed is this is in liquid state. Okay, when the soil changes from liquid to the plastic state, that means molding state. Here we can mold it. Okay, that particular water content, that means from here, this water content up from here, the right side is liquid limit only. The soil is in a liquid state, we can say that water content would be more. Okay, but here what is happening is there would be some limit, gradually it will change to plastic state, right? That particular water content is called the liquid limit, LL. Then this part, at this water content, it can be some ranges of water content, okay, from here to here. The soil behaves like a plastic. We can mold it, okay, we can play it, it will stick to our hand and so on. It's not in liquid state, okay. Then slowly it will settle to the shift to the semi-solid state, not fully solid, okay. That water content from plastic state to semi-solid state, that particular water content is plastic limit. This is liquid limit. Into plastic state, from plastic to semi-solid, we call it as a plastic limit. It can be PL or WP, plastic limit. W because water content, WL because water content limit state, or PL, plastic limit, LL, liquid limit we represent. Okay, then this would be in a state of semi-solid state. Okay, so drastically it is reducing. Okay, then from the semi-solid state to the, it reaches to solid state. Okay, that particular water content from where it shift to that limit is called the shrinkage limit, SL, WS, shrinkage. And it is very interesting. They will ask in all competitive exams. Okay, here what happens? Again, we'll try to reduce the water content. Okay, but volume is not going to change here because no, this in a solid state, all the voids would be filled with the air here. Here, full soil with the water. fully saturated state. These are the fully saturated state only. Okay. So this is the at the shrinkage limit, at the limit here only, the soil is in a fully saturated state. They will ask in the all competitive exams, okay, GATE and IAS and all. At the shrinkage limit, what is the water content? We should say that at the shrinkage limit, water 100%. Here, just exactly. If you move little away or left, then it would be in a solid state. Here, when you keep on reducing water, here water changing. What is happening? The void should be filled. Air, the water has gone, evaporated. Okay, but the void is filled with the air. That means after shrinkage limit, there is no change in the volume. That you should remember. Okay, from here it will keep on changing. We know that. Okay, if you take a what, if you take a soil, you make mix it like a slurry. Okay, then allow it for 1 day. Then what will happen? Volume will changes and or something cylindrical vessel. Okay, then again it will, again you dry one more day, again it will keep on changing. It can be in a plastic plate again. Okay, you can remove it, you can make them, you can mold it. Then again dry for one more days, it can be in a solid state. Okay, and after some more days, if you after that, there won't be changes in the volume. That volume is constant, but but it is filled with the air. Hope you got it. Now, what is the liquid limit? Is the water content where the soil changes from liquid state to the plastic state. What is plastic limit? It is the water content. Okay, it is the water content only we are talking, where it changes from the plastic state to the semi-solid state. What is shrinkage limit? When the soil water content changes from the semi-solid to the solid. That means here contain after segment. Okay, so this is all the liquid limit, plastic limit, shrinkage limit. Now you may ask me, sir, why we are determining all these things, liquid limit, plastic limit, because there are charts given by this Casagandra and the Terzagis. Okay, there based on this water content only, we will divide again, we will classify the soil actually, whether it is a soft soil or medium or a firm or hard soil, stiff clay. So based on the water content only. So how we determine the water content? We have seen it. Just take the small sample of water and keep it in a oven for 24 hours. Take it out. Initial weight minus final weight divided by a final weight. It will give the water content. How much water it is having. It is very simple only. Okay, how much water it is having. Okay, absorb water. So, so this is liquid limit, plastic limit, and the shrinkage limit. Now, one more definition I will see. Plasticity index, PI, is the plasticity index. It is the difference between the liquid limit minus plastic limit. So where generally we use this plasticity index, that we will see slowly. Okay, you just look at the different definitions. Hope you understood. That's what it is given, the consistency limit. Consistency limits are liquid limit, plastic limit, shrinkage limit. Okay, and the plasticity index is liquid limit minus plastic limit. Okay, so now I'll ask you. Okay, if the plasticity index high means whether the soil is in a which state. Anyway, ranges we'll see. If I say plastic limit, the particular soil is having more plasticity index, it means what? Whether it is having more water content or less water content.
More water content.
More water content. Okay, so that means liquid limit is high. And do you know that the soil with the same water content, it may behave differently. Water content can be same, but behavior may be different. Okay, so that's the reason we are finding, because some soil will absorb more water and it looks that it holds a lot of water, but it looks like little dry. Okay, but inside if you see diffuse double layer, if you see absorb water would be very high. How we'll find out? When you keep it in a oven, that time only we'll realize that, oh, this particular soil is holding lot of water. Understand? Even water content, you know that how much water content we can have it. Okay, 50, 60, 70, 80% water also it will hold. Why 80% water means the weight, 80% of the weight is water only. Understand? 50, 60, 70% water it will hold. That's the reason we are defining as the liquid limit plastic simply limit, so that we should know that what is its limit exactly, where from where it will stop from flowing state to the semi-solid plastic state, from the plastic state to the semi-solid, from semi-solid to solid. Here there is no change in the volume. Remember it, after shrinkage limit, there is no change in the uh, volume. Even though water content is reducing, it is filled. Remember this graph, okay, very, very important. Now, now you may ask me, sir, how we exactly find out in the laboratory this particular liquid limit, how we will find out plastic limit, how we can find out shrinkage limit, how we can find out. These are the water content only, okay, but there are some methods how we can find out these water contents or limits. Here, now let us see the liquid limit. This is given by the Casagrande. Okay, that Casagrande is the one scientist. Okay, so he has given this particular, you can say, method how generally we find out. Here, what he says, we mix a soil here. Okay, of 425 micron passing through 120 grams of air dried sample is mixed here. We'll make a paste here, like we have ice cream paste or something like that. Okay, so we make a paste here, and this is the cup, rounded cup. Okay, and this the we have in NIT this test you will do in geotechnical engineering laboratory. Okay, Casagrande liquid limit apparatus we call it that. This is the handle. We'll try to rotate it. So what we'll do is we'll make a paste like that, and we'll be having glue. Okay, that will take glue, and we will take it outside like this. Okay, so with the glue like this we'll take it out. Now what we'll do is, after taking that, we'll rotate this handle. After rotating the handle, this particular cap will try to drop from 1 centimeter height. It will keep on dropping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, when you just move the handles, it will keep on dropping. Then soil which we have taken out here by groove will try to come and meet here. Okay, that means soil in a flowing state here. So we see that if the soil meets here almost 12 mm, then particular soil will take that soil from here and keep it in the oven, and we'll find out the water content of it. Understand? We'll find out the water content. Again, what we'll do, we change the water content. Again, we'll keep on rotating. This how much we have to rotate actually in 1 centimeter above. In 1 second, we have to rotate twice. Okay, like that. Nowadays, automatic, we got the automatic this one also. You just plug it, it will drop the particular this particular cup, it will try to drop it. Okay, then what we'll do again, rotate, 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 rotate. Again, take it out the soil from the groove, and it will meet, take the soil into the oven. So likewise, what we'll do is, see, look at these are the how it looks like. Okay, so after joining, it looks like, first we take this, divide the soil cake. Okay, just take it out like this with glue. Then I will show you some videos also, so that you will understand. Okay, so again it will try to join this one, then take the water content of that one. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll plot a graph like this. Here what we'll do, here number of blows. Suppose sometimes if you add more water to it, suppose you made a very soft paste, then what happens, within a few blows, so in 10 blows only, it will try to meet the soil which will try to flow, and it will try to meet 12 mm. There will stop it, will take the water content. Again you make little, you reduce the water content to the paste, then again drop it. Okay, rotate it, and the cup will try to keep on dropping, dropping, dropping. Again 12 mm, the soil will, both the side soil will come and meet 12 mm. Okay, and take that soil and keep it in the oven, and find out the water content. This time what we did, uh, first time we made it little soft, that took very less number of blows. Okay, 10 blows suppose. Next time what I did is I have reduced the water content, and then when you reduce the water content, what will happen? Then it will take more number of blows to join it. Okay, so this time it took the 20 blows. Okay, again next time what I did is I will do is I will further reduce the water content. This time it will take 30 blows for meeting. Next I will again reduce it. Then this time it will take 40 blows. So with different water content, I have drawn this. Okay, this y axis water content, and x axis I have drawn the number of blows, and it shows almost like we have to draw a straight line curve joining some, yeah, some points. Okay, some points if you draw it like this. Understood? So what I have done is I have taken a paste. I have added arbitrary some water, I can say. Okay, so maybe some water will make a paste and will apply. It should be in a paste form. Okay, so just apply it to the cup, and I have taken the groove and I have removed that particular soil. Okay, and because of these blows, the soil will try to join. Okay, how much it should join? Casagrande says 12 mm it should join. So then I'll start rotating it. Okay, rotating. So suppose if you added that more water, then 10 blows is enough. It will join. Okay, okay. Then take the water content. Next time it may be 15 or 20. Okay, again take the water content. Again you just reduce the keep on reducing water content. Keep on reducing water content. Then we'll try plot. What Casagrande says is the water content at 25 blows is called the liquid limit. Here, here, look at this one. This is the final conclusion of this particular experiment. Here I have drawn a graph. At 25 number of blows, here whatever water content the soil is having, from the graph you can find out. Okay, that particular water now here in this case liquid limit is 18. That particular water content is called liquid limit. Understood? What we are doing is, by using the Casagrande apparatus, we are finding the, because exactly we cannot find it. How do we know that a 25 number of blows it will join? We don't know, right? It won't join. Whether either there is a chance of adding more water, or there will be a chance of adding less water. That is very difficult to find out at 25 number of blows. In that case, that's the reason we are drawing the graph. So we are changing the water content, 2-3 water content above the 25, 2-3 water content below the 25. Then we will plot a graph, and we say that Casagrande says that at the 25 number of blows, whatever the soil has the water content which will try to join, that particular water content is called the liquid limit. What is the liquid limit? We have seen that here. This is the liquid limit. After that, it will be in a plastic state. That means we can mold it now. This water content is 18% for that soil, whatever we have shown in that. Now, how do we find out the plastic limit then? What he says, no, how do we find out the plastic limit? What he says is, uh, we have to make a thread-like form by using our hand. If we can make it 3 mm thread, okay, if you can make it 3 mm diameter without crumbling, that particular water content is called the plastic limit. Understood? What you have to do is, again the procedure is given here. Take the 10 grams of water. Again you mix it the soil. This, okay, you passes through that. We'll see. Okay, for 25 microns you add water and make it like a plastic state. Okay, if you see that if you added more water, we cannot make this particular thread kind of form. Okay, then you have to reduce the water and keep on doing this. What do you say? Trial and error methods. Okay, if we add more water, what happens? It will be a liquid state. Okay, it will stick to our hand. If we add less water to that, what will happen? It will crumble. Okay, it will break. Okay, it will crumble. We cannot make this kind of a thread. Okay, like a pencil, you have to make it maybe 10 centimeter from here to here. And if you can make the thread with at least 3 mm without crumbling, okay, from here to here, you can't see any crumbling. Okay, then that particular water content, what you have to do, if you can make this one, take that soil and keep it in a oven and find out the water content. That particular water content is called plastic limit. Understood? What you have to do, again, trial and method, you should do it. Sometimes we will add more water, it will stick to our hand. Sometimes we will add very less water because it will break, it will crumble. Okay. So that we have to keep on doing some trial and error method and see that it should be of diameter 3 mm and maybe 10 centimeter, you can say. If you can make it without crumbling, that particular water content in the soil is called the plastic limit. That is where it is. Yes, this is the plastic limit. If it is started crumbling and other thing, then it comes to semi-solid state. Okay. So now how do you find out this shrinkage limit? This is again very tedious process is there. Okay, we use mercury amount because semi-solid state, this is the water content. After that, there won't be any change in the, you can say, volume, right? So that is what it is given. That this this particular method, what we'll do is this is shrinkage limit. Okay, so mercury they have used. That will see video, you will understand. Very nice video they, because they have given. But we can find out by using some formulas also. We can do it. Okay, how we can find out this shrinkage limit? Here one more method is given. Okay, plastic limit that we don't in our laboratory. We don't have it, but you can go through cone penetration method will be used for finding the liquid limit also. Okay, so that you can, I have put the video, but we use Casagrande method. Okay, for the find out. This also can be used for liquid limit, plastic limit, shrinkage limit. Okay, is it visible now? Should I continue? Okay, fine. Now we will apply our whatever our basic formulas, whatever we have seen till now, right? How we can find out this shrinkage limit? Shrinkage limit nothing but the water content only. What we are finding out liquid limit, plastic, and shrinkage limit are the water content of a soil, consistency limit or Atterberg limits we call it as. Okay, so these are the water content only. Easily we could find out this plastic limit by rolling it. Okay, by making a 3 mm thread, and liquid limit also by, because it is given by Casagrande. Okay, some operator is given, and by drawing the graph for 25 number of blows, whatever water content you will get it, that particular water content is called the liquid limit. Now, how do we find out this shrinkage limit? That is also, we have some laboratory test also. Okay, so here, and by our basic definition also we can find out. Okay, now look at this one. This is stage 1, stage 2, and this stage 3. Again, I am dividing it. Okay, water I am keeping separate and the solids I am keeping separate. This is V1 volume. This is mass of solids. This is the volume of solids, Vs. Okay, here this is in a fully saturated state and soil. Okay, here what I will do is in second stage, uh, after drying it, the soil volume will reduces. Okay, then it become V2. Okay, it become V2. This is M1, this is V1, MS, this is VS. Okay, here V2 minus V1, it is reduced to V2 minus V1 after drying it. Okay, this is the reduction in the volume. Understand? Is this clear up to here? Is it clear? What is happening is, oh, some soil is there with the water, full of water. Okay, like a slurry form, you can say. Then after drying it, it will reduce the water. Okay, this volume is reduced. Again, I will dry in the third state. Here, what is happening is volume is not reducing it here. Same volume. V3 is equal to V2. Okay, here. But this is fully soil. Okay, but it is filled with the air. This is MS. Here M3 equal MS. Is it not? There is no change in the solids. Here instead of water, it came to the filled with the air. Now I'll ask you, okay, the water content for which stage we call it as shrinkage limit? Which stage of the water content we call it as shrinkage limit?
Third stage.
Which one?
Stage 3, sir.
Anyone? Which stage is our shrinkage limit?
Sir, third one, sir.
Third one already
The
is filled with the
second
air.
stage.
Okay.
Second stage.
Here, this water content we call it because at the shrinkage limit, soil is in a fully saturated state here. After changing from here to here, there is no change in the volume. That means from second stage, the whatever water content you will get it. That particular is called the shrinkage limit, right? That border kind of thing. After that, there is no change in the volume here. All the air, whatever air void should be filled with the air. Understand? So this one water content we should find out, okay? Because after reducing the drying it, what is happening is volume is not changing it, but it is becoming dry, filled with the air. So that means whatever water content you will have here is our shrinkage limit. Understand? So how to find out this one? Now stage 1, okay? Look at here. Mass of a water in first stage. What is the mass of a water? M1. Look at there. Okay, very carefully. M1 minus MS. Is it clear? Water I am finding out. Next, loss of mass of water from stage 1 to stage 2. How much loss happen? Water is equal to V1 minus V2 multiplied with density of our water. We are finding mass. Is it clear? V1 minus V2 multiply the density of water, we will give the mass of water. Now, mass of water in the second stage. What is the mass of water in the second stage? M1 minus MS. Look at that. M1 minus MS minus mass of water, loss of water. Okay, minus loss of water. That is V1 minus V2 density of water of stage. This one will give the mass of water in 2. What is the definition of our shrinkage? Water content in the stage 2. How can find out the water content? We know the mass of water in a second stage. What will give the water content of the shrinkage limit. Is it clear? Here, what is the loss of water? We got it. That's what the meaning is, right? What is the water content definition? Weight of water by weight of solids. How will find out the weight of water? How will the water soil is holding? Mass of water, how will find out? By this one, mass of water from stage 1 to stage 2 divided by MS. It will give the water content. Okay, WS. And find is called the shrinkage limit. Okay, that means after shrinkage limit, there won't be change in the volume. There won't be change in the volume. That's what is given. Okay, it can be again written like this because here it can be written as W1, right? Here M1 minus MS by MS will give the liquid limit. Okay, M1 by MS by MS. So represent the water content in the stage 1. Not we can say stage 1 water content. So that's what it is given. And even there are some other this one also, how we can find out this alternate methods also there, like we got these equations, right? So here alternate method for determination of shrinkage is at that stage the water content is the shrinkage limit given by like this. Okay, here where Vs is the volume of solids. Okay, we can write the water content at that particular stage. This stage can be written as like this: V2 minus Vs, Vs the volume of solid, multiplied by the density of water, divided by Ms will give the water content. That means the shrinkage limit Vs also can be written here. Okay. Again, we can modify it a little bit by, we can include the specific gravity also here. Okay. What is the definition of specific gravity? Density of solids to density of equal water, volume of water. Density of solids. What is the density of solids? Is mass of solid by volume of solids. If we substitute here volume of solids and other things, you will get with in terms of the G, specific gravity. And finally, we can define this one ms by v2 nothing but the dry density. Okay, so again shrinkage limit can be written in this form. Once you know specific gravity, once you know density of solids and dry density, if you know it, if you know the water content, sorry, density of a water, you can find out the shrinkage limit. Once you know the specific gravity, we have seen that in the of a soil how to find the specific gravity. We have seen how we can find out the dry density. Okay, once you know two parameters, we can find out the shrinkage limit. How we have done it? Same thing, the same formula we have applied here. What we have done is here G we brought it. How, what is the G definitions? Density of solids to the density of water of equal volume. Density of solid nothing but the mass of solid the volume of solid. Density of water you keep it as it is. Okay, you substitute here you will get this one. Okay, and finally from here we can say that ms by v2 nothing but the dry density, right? Ms by V2 is nothing but the dry density. That soil in a full dry state, okay, dry density. Likewise, we can find out. Understand? So likewise, there are some definition also given how we can find out this G, and I mean same equation they are writing here and so on. Okay, you can play with that those equations. Okay, so what is the time now? So this is the story about the liquid limit, plastic limit, shrinkage limit. We have seen that how to find out liquid limit, plastic limit, shrinkage limit. Okay, and we can see some videos also. If you let me show it, so that it will give proper understanding.